Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, my friends. Honorable Professor and Mr. Widianto as a lecturer in Semantics. I am Sofyanis Fitriana, and I'm as the second presenter of this group. Okay, we are going to the next chapter, proposition and illocutions. In this section, I will try to explain about it. In the previous material, there was explained about direct and indirect illocution. As we know that a directive act is an illocutionary act which essentially involves the speaker trying to get the hearer to behave in some required way, like ordering, suggesting, and requesting. In this unit, I will try to explain the relationship between two large areas of meaning. They are meaning and utterance meaning. Okay. According to Lyons, 1981, in page 136, meaning is ideas concept which can be transferred from the mind of the speaker to the mind of the hearer to embodying them as it was in the forms of one language or another. According to Lyons, meaning is an idea or concept that can be transferred to the thought of the speaker to the listener and manifests into other language forms. Therefore, learning the true nature of it also learns how every language user in the community and can understand each other. For example, home means pitch. In daily language, home can be defined as house or place to live. That's why, not infrequently, the meaning in one language is determined by the context and the situation of the speaker. Based on this example, the context of the verb set causes the word chair to have the meaning of a piece of a furniture for someone sit. Different from the sentence beside it, chair means the position of being in charge of the department in the university. He sat on the chair, and he has the chair of philosophy at the university. Sentence meaning is what a sentence means, regardless of the context and situation in which it may be used. Okay, for the next is about utterance meaning. According to Griffiths, 2006, in page 9, utterance meaning is the meaning that an utterance would likely be understood as conveying when interpreted by people who know the language, are aware of the context, and have whatever background knowledge the sender could be reasonably presumed to be available to the addressees. Utterance meaning is what a speaker means when he makes an utterance in particular situations. In other definitions, utterance meaning likely to be understood when interpreted by people who understand language, understand the context and background of good language, and it will be easier if the speaker and listener have the same knowledge about the language. The notion of proposition related to the concept of predictions and reference are crucial. This is based on sentence meaning, and the notion of illocution crucial for utterance meaning. We are going to the next slide. It's about propositional content. Directive illocution can be expressed by a declarative sentence describing the action that speaker requires of the hearer. For the example, I would like you to feed my cat while I'm on holiday. And you will feed my cat while I'm on holiday. And will you feed my cat while I'm on holiday? The sentence must be understood by the listener. The sentence must be able to reflect the facts. The object referred to in the speech act. Propositional content is a combination of proposition and can be cited to be a good idea if what is conveyed by the speaker is well understood. This method is not completely general. Sometimes uttering the interrogative is not more polite than uttering the corresponding declarative, and sometimes the interrogative form gives rise to quite different illocution. Thus, another way of carrying out an indirect directive is to question the propositional content of the illocution. This method actually results in a more polite utterance than simply asserting the propositional content. Actually, there are 5 kinds of Shirley's classification of illocutionary act. They are assertives, directives, commissive, expressive, and declarations. But for this time, I just want to explain 2 kinds of Shirley's classification of illocutionary act. They are about directives and commissive. The propositional content of commissive illocution can be expressed by a declarative sentence describing the action which the speaker undertakes to perform. For example, father promising to buy his son a rubber dinghy when he can swim. Father said, I will buy you a rubber dinghy when you can swim. And then, will I buy you a rubber dinghy when you can swim? This is the form of commissive illocution. Okay, for the commissive are like directives in that they can be indirectly carried out by asserting their propositional content, but they differ from directives in that they cannot generally be carried out by questioning their propositional content. This is the table of directives and commissives. Directive and commissive in illocutionary act. For assertion of propositional content, for directives, relatively impolite, and for commissive, moderately polite. And for the questioning of propositional content in directives, relatively polite, and in commissives, moderately polite, but not appropriate in all cases. Okay, between proposition and illocution, this is simply a special case of the age-old and very thorny question of the relationship between thought and action. There is no simple statement of this relationship, In rational behavior, thought precedes and shapes action, but as we all know, thoughtless action occur and can be significant. If I say to you, will you turn off the kitchen light? What is the direct illocution of this utterance, assertion, question, or comment? Okay, this is kind of question. And the next, if I say to you, I'm most grateful to you, this is kind of thinking. This is kind of thinking. Illocutionary act to be carried out, there is no need for either the speaker or the hearer to be referred to. General reference to the speaker or hearer makes the illocution of utterance more explicit and hence clearer. This is the kind of greeting like hello, goodbye, and hey. These expressions belong to a tiny set that seem to have purely non-propositional meaning. So the hello, goodbye, and hey, they are not kind of propositional meaning. Although, of course, it is possible to describe their effects with declarative sentences such as I greet you and I take my leave of to you. This is kind of thanking. But if there is the sentence, the word of hello, goodbye, or hey, this is not kind of propositional meaning. This is not an argument that hello, goodbye, and hey themselves have proposition as their meanings, or that they contain referring expression or predicates. Okay, now the conclusion is the study of speech act adds a dimension to the study of meaning, in particular the interpersonal dimension. It gives us a way of describing how speakers use sentences in actual utterances to interact with other speakers in social situations, exchanging such socially significant illocution as promises, requests, greetings, warning, and etc. But human communication is not purely interpersonal. People communicate about the world they live in using reference and predication. In this unit, we hope to have given some idea of the complex ways in which all these semantics notions are related. Okay, thank you. That's all from me. See you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.